number on camera.
Yeah. Well, it's listed, right? We're going to publish the hell out of it.
Now it doesn't matter.
Well, words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom? Well, I guess we gotta go farther up the ladder. You know, I mean, we can't keep dealing with these. You know.
Hey, salam, 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 Siddiqui. Salam.
Okay.
Words of wisdom? Oh, God forbid somebody.
Yeah, right.
I can't see. Siddiqui, words of wisdom. What happened?
We went as far as we could with deets, actually.
You're the lazy one.
What happened, Montana? What happened?
He doesn't believe this shack is worth saving. We didn't. I mean, I don't think he's ever gonna believe that. So I think we need to give him the real facts about the people that did go there and how often they went. Because whoever told him the facts before, you know, he said he heard what he needed to hear to shut it down. He wouldn't tell us what he needed to hear to keep it open. But I think what he needs to hear is a different set of statistics that we can maybe give him.
I like that.
I think the doctor is who we need to talk to. Also, to help him not be confused about medical needs and what places need to pass medical inspections and such.
You know, it's kind of like...
Because he's not a professional in
how do you respond,
that area, so how...
You know, it's kind of like he's passing the buck back now to the guy we met with in the first place.
Well, that's what he gets paid to do.
You know?
And I think that's why it's hard to climb up the ladder and find who to talk to, because they each get paid to not have us go higher up on the ladder, you know? They try to get... I mean, a whole different organization he tried to get us to talk to now.
Right.
Which...
I noticed that Beecher was at the meeting. Beecher, have you met Beecher? Beecher. B-I-H-T-E-R. From Turkey?
Oh, yeah.
So what do you think happened? I mean, what did we really hear today?
Well, we hear a bunch of circularity and nothing really happened.
Circularity?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good name for it.
He's trying to dance around the issue with fancy language because he doesn't want to deal with the real substantive problem.
Do you think, like Gary said, that he doesn't think the shack was really utilized? Do you think he really believes that, or do you think that that's kind of a cover?
I think that he knows it's utilized, but he doesn't use the right kind of analysis. It should be qualitative rather than quantitative anyway. You know, you should care about, as I said in the meeting, what each person thinks and what the value is for each person, rather than a number of persons.
Right. Did he answer the question about funding for you? I mean, I'm still hazy on that. I mean, in other words, I mean, what, 2 weeks ago he said basically they're still spending the same amount of money, and then today what did he say, that it is a savings? I don't get it.
He said
with us to Tanya and I are getting ready to head back.
He said that he said something in his statement about physicians being unfilled. About because of the fact that we have to keep fees down to a certain level. Certain positions have to be unfilled, and we have to use the staff that we got to sort of.
Did you kind of get the impression though that he was saying that the shack was doing things it shouldn't have done? It was providing health services that it shouldn't have been.
Well,
I mean, did I misunderstand? I mean, I'm more confused now after 3 or 4 meetings than I was when we started.
He said that he wasn't really saying that. He was just saying that I would have to talk to a nurse about whether it was appropriate for a nurse to empty my leg bag.
Well, they've been doing that since you've been here.
I know.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense. And I mean, they're doing it still over at the health service, right?
Yeah.
And this is not a convenience factor for you. I mean, what about, you know, I mean, this can be an urgent emergency.
Like right now, my back leg is completely full, and I don't know who's going to go empty it. and I got to be on campus tonight until 7 to study.
Call it chocobo.
You know what I mean?
Is
It's
when you
crazy.
call it,
I know it is.
it's this big, gigantic bird falls out of the sky.
Well, any last words on this go around? Are you ready to, what do you say to Dr. Chang? Because we're getting ready to go meet with her next, I guess.
Well, we got to clang with Chang.
We got a what?
Clang with Chang.
Hey, did you hear that, folks? Casey says we got a clang with Chang. We got a clang with Chang. I like that. Well, let her know that this isn't personal, right?
No, it's not personal. It's just a guy like me wanting a better way of life and a better quality of life through the shack services.
And I mean, and everybody else, you know.
Right.
I mean, you've never said that this was just for you or
No, I
anything.
never have.
Not never once. You know?
It's for everyone that needs to utilize it.
Yeah,
Everybody.
absolutely. Thanks, Case.
No problem.
Tanya, what did you learn today that you didn't already know?
Nothing really. Just learned that he is
I'm giving the talk.
growing around the bush, and we're not getting any answers the way we're supposed to.
Did we get any answers at all, you think?
I don't think so.
Are you clearer on anything after 3 or 4 meetings than you were when we started?
Not really.
You know?
I am clear about something after this meeting.
What do you?
I am much clearer in knowing that they don't know shit. They don't know a fucking thing.
No, he doesn't know anything.
Well,
They don't know anything as a whole.
Earl's being ugly, you know. Earl's being ugly. That's frustration, though.
Yeah,
Right?
it's just crazy.
But do you think that they believe, they really believe it was an underutilized service? Do you think they believe that?
Like, I wish those girls that worked there came, because they would have been perfect to
Right.
tell him that.
You know, I mean, it's hard to get people to meetings all the time because there's classes all the time, and the woman, you know, she had class till like 4:30.
And then they, as soon as you said Casey's name, they knew who he was.
Absolutely.
So,
You know, and what did she say? She said they were busy all the time.
yeah.
All the
Yes,
time.
they were.
You know, they were busy all the time. You know.
Pop in, go.
So,
This is just total injustice.
say what?
Total injustice. This is a step back from the good.
Is there, I'm not trying to throw this out as a possibility, but just out, is there anything with the American with Disabilities Act that they're not meeting here? Or do you know?
Well, they say that the shack wasn't accessible for wheelchairs and with a small doorway, but I could always get in there, and I could always maneuver my way around.
Right.
So if a disabled person can get in there, there's no issue with the Americans with Disabilities Act and compliance.
Have they offered in any way to really help you? I mean, today he just kind of put this all on your back, like, oh, you got to get with your PA, you got to get with doors. You know, to me that was like not acknowledging the fact that they've been providing you this service for a long time.
And they also said, he said last meeting that he would have a private meeting with Casey and try to figure something out. I do remember that. You remember that, Casey?
Yeah, I do.
Did he ever meet with you?
Still waiting on that.
Maybe
You
you
should
have to
wrap that
remind
up,
him.
too.
Yeah. Well, I think it needs to be public, you know, unless
Well,
it's a
I'm
private
gonna-
matter, you know. I mean, you know, your health is a private matter. The issue of the shack is a public matter, and you know, I just kind of think that he was basically acknowledging or if that's a word, disacknowledge or unacknowledging, whatever, that this service has been here for 20 years. Basically, he's saying that it was a waste. Is that what I'm hearing, or am I putting words in his mouth?
The service, in my mind, he was saying the service that I asked for wasn't, he speaks out of both sides of his mouth, okay? And that's why it's so confusing to have a meeting with him.
Mm-hmm.
I respect him, and I really, really do.
He's really good at that double speak, isn't he?
Yeah, he's as good as any politician at it.
That's
Or any political science major. Because political science majors talk out of both sides of their mouth and don't say anything.
You probably have to start walking.
Well, I love you, Casey.
James, you went to get a soda. And then
Student Center. No longer belongs to the students, does it?
Nope. It belongs to the elites.
To the elites.
Did Dr. Dietz give you a head?
No, I had a headache before. He just exasperated.
You got any last, what did you learn from the meeting?
Nothing.
He didn't help you.
I got
at
some
all.
names.
Are you discouraged?
not quite.
Are you?
He didn't help you at all.
Why?
It's gonna come out premature, but
I'm discouraged because the whole fucking system. I don't know, it bothers
you don't even have to eat.
Why? What bothers you? I mean, I want to know. I mean, this is important stuff, you know. You bothered by the faculty not caring, your fellow students not caring? They
Well-
do, but they won't come to a meeting.
Yeah, that's the end.
Well, the students thing, that I don't know, that's an issue that doesn't, it'll mend itself. But the whole hierarchy thing where you go into an office and there's some chick who looks like she's going to cry if you look at her the wrong way because she's only been there 3 days and she's under a lot of pressure. You can't talk to her and say, hey, what the fuck is going on with my, my finances? And then you ask for somebody higher up or supervisor or whatever, and they're always on lunch break. They're always fucking on lunch break. And like, I don't know, I don't get to eat lunch. Like, give me something good to eat here, maybe I'll eat lunch. I'm really discouraged and I have a headache and I shouldn't be talking on camera right now.
What's that? Yeah, right. Yeah, but I mean, like, spit plays are kind of a pain in the ass.
You know what James said I should tell him?
It just needs I need to put on.
Just to make myself feel better. Fuck you. But I won't.
Nice little defensive thing. Very Canadian avocado. Sure. Yeah, like I have